broke and want to play ball? Boy, do I have the weapon for you. Baby's first shotgun comes with a name, and the name to be seen on maybe a couple of death recap screens is the Romero 77. It is a single-barrel break-action shotgun short with the fear into your common grunt. It's not the most impressive to look at, but just like every weapon in Hunt Showdown, there is a reason to use it beyond the challenge. So despite being the lowest grade shotgun purchasable, what makes this weapon viable at all? Allow me to start with the basics. The Romero boasts an incredibly high damage. In fact, it's the highest base shotgun damage of any shotgun in the game. It also boasts an incredibly high accuracy, where the spread practically doesn't exist. Missing, therefore, is almost entirely your fault. The last thing to consider about the Romero is its incredible price. The Romero comes in at a shockingly low $6,600. In comparison, most pretty good hunt weapons are around $200 to $300 hunt. The meta shotgun, the Auto 5, comes in at $600 hunt, and its slug ammo type is another $130. So $66 for a shotgun is a pretty good deal. The Romero also comes with a lot of spare ammunition, helpful so that you can last longer in a single fight without having to visit an ammo box. But what goes up also comes crashing down to reality, so let's go over some of the basic disadvantages. With this gun, you have one shot and a 4-second cycle time. If you're not prepared to pull out a secondary or find cover, best hope you landed that shot, or you'll be in a spot of trouble. As to be expected of a shotgun, your range is also bad. While the Romero suffers this less than other shotguns, one shot doesn't give you a whole lot of wiggle room, so I personally feel like the damage fall-off hurts more on the Romero, as it reduces your one-tap capability quite bad past around 10 meters. With the other shotguns, you can typically get a follow-up shot off a lot faster, meaning you might be out of one-tap range, but two-tapping is more possible, and significantly more effective than the Romero. So, the basics of the Romero. Very good at making one enemy miserable, very bad at fighting more than one coordinated opponent. But there are more options. The Romero has 2 medium options and 2 additional large options. The Romero Talon increases your melee damage for $10 hunt. That's about it. The Romero Shorty decreases your range, but makes the weapon take up only a medium slot, so it's able to work as a secondary weapon if your primary is a medium slot, or if you've taken Quartermaster as a trait. The Romero Hatchet is $10 hunt more than the Romero Shorty, but unlike the Romero Talon, it does more than just increase melee damage. It also reduces weapon sway at the cost of increasing reload time. The base Shorty has a 3.2 second reload, where the Hatchet has a 3.7 second reload. The last Romero variant is the Romero Alamo. It adds an Aloft's reloading magazine to the left side, making it a makeshift slate, or a tube-fed shotgun. It significantly reduces the cycle time, taking away a major flaw of the Romero. It also makes taking a full reload take much longer, but otherwise doesn't change the stats, so for around $30 more hunt dollars, you can make this gun quite effective. The Alamo can only have one special ammo type, so allow me to share what that means. Hunt Showdown has special ammo. It requires you to loot from a special bin if you run out, and usually makes your bullets be more effective at something. If you play this game, you'll know that everybody uses special ammo. The Romero and all of its variants have 4 different types. You can select 2 of them, unless it's the Alamo, and then you can elect for 1. The 4 types to choose from: Dragon Breath, Pennyshot, Star Shell, and Slug. Dragon Breath, the fire ammo, lets you set people on fire to burn their health chunks. It can also blow up barrels, and maintains most of your damage. It's a solid secondary ammo type, and it's not too expensive at $10 hunt. Star Shell turns your effective shotgun into a flare gun. You can already carry one on your hip, and you can already refill its ammo from the aforementioned special ammo bin. There's not much point in taking this option. I guess it's cheap? I don't know, you get what you pay for here. The Slug is the effective ammo type. It takes away the randomness of buckshot and puts all of your damage in one forceful blast. It increases the effective range to kill, and is, without question, the best ammo type. It's expensive though, nearly the price of the gun itself. You also don't get that many shots. Not much of a disadvantage for the Romero, since you have to make your shots count anyway, but a consideration nonetheless. The pennyshot ammo is a painful subject. You'll notice the clip in the background before is using pennyshot ammo, so it can't be that bad considering I'm nearly max rank in this game, right? No. I use pennyshot ammo nearly every game. The Romero with this ammo type was my primary loadout for nearly all of my 300 hours. It wasn't until firing the different ammo types in the firing range for this video did I come to the correct conclusion. This ammo type ain't. The goal of pennyshot is to make buckshot more consistent. It reduces the total number of pellets being fired and increases damage per pellet. This should, in theory, mean that if you get a hit marker, you know that you've actually done damage, rather than the stereotypical far-range shotgun hit marker of 1 or 2 damage. In practice, It's easier to describe what pennyshot can't do more than what it can. It reduces the effective range of the Romero, taking away one of its advantages over the other shotguns. It makes the weapon spread of the weapon incredibly wide, removing another advantage. It reduces the overall effectiveness of the buckshot, as sometimes even at close range, the weapon doesn't kill a hunter in one hit. You cannot ignite barrels with this ammo type, and worst of all, there's no penetration with this ammo. If someone hides behind a small chain or a tree branch, your shotgun becomes useless. It's not a completely useless ammo type. I used it regularly and it worked. The problem is, the default ammo type is so much better, I don't know why someone should go out of their way to select pennyshot. The advantage of confirming super close range kills is great, but most melee weapons one-tap hunters already, so why am I taking a large or medium slot shotgun when I can take a small slot baseball bat or a tool belt throwing spear? If the spread of the Romero was bad, maybe pennyshot would mean something. But as it stands, pennyshot just makes your shotgun worse. It does make a fantastic sound when you shoot it though. Can't beat that. The very limited good trait or advantage to this ammo type is that it does more damage to bosses. So, it's a PvE weapon ammo. Once again, you get what you paid for. Since I use this ammo type so much, here's the gist. Great versus bosses, coin flip against people. 50%, or heads, you actually down them. Tails, your shot disappears into the bayou and headshots a random hellhound. It didn't do any damage, it was outside the effective range of the length of your barrel. But enough stats. Does it actually do what it sets out to do? Absolutely. The Romero's purpose in Hunt Showdown 1896 is a budget shotgun. It's meant to be used when you're low on hunt dollars, but still need results, or at least need to earn a quick buck. It's not the perfect weapon, but it's far from flawed. The weapon is so good they combined it with a rifle. Twice. In my opinion, it outperforms its budget role. Without buying special ammo types, or in my clearly mistaken case, taking the cheap pennyshot ammo type, the Romero is just as strong as other shotguns, if you get close enough and or aim. It clearly loses in a sustained fight against the other shotgun variants, but nobody with a single shot weapon plays for the sustained fight. The Romero balances high damage with a hit and run playstyle, encouraging a hunter to duck and weave through cover, or utilize a secondary weapon to maximize the efficiency of their primary shotgun. The playstyle is reinforced further if the Romero is used as a secondary with its medium slot variants, or even without. Fighting normally and then pulling out an emergency single-shot slug is an effective way to use the Romero with other weapons, making a consistent Romero player an effective hunter. It's also cheaper than sidewalk furniture, so for people practicing weapons or getting used to the game for the first time, there's literally no investment to just trying it out. Its downsides mostly have to do with its fire rate. If you're okay playing a bit slower, there's really no issue with the Romero. Hunt Showdown reinforces a slower playstyle with its older weapons, so where the high fire rates are strong, slow fire rates are certainly still playable and effective, and the Romero is the best example of that. It's the kind of weapon that plays by itself. You have one shot, so if you miss, you need cover. You have to play the Romero in its an effective playstyle, and the more experience with it, the more you'll be able to outplay stronger weapons. The cycle of using the Romero is simple and rewarding, and its skills transfer to stronger weapons, such as rifles that also have slow fire rates. In the worst case, for someone relying on the Romero as a primary too heavily, the Alamo variant decreases some of the downsides while remaining cheap to purchase. Sure, you can only select one ammo type, but the fire rate is increased, allowing a novice hunter more opportunity to succeed, and an experienced one more multi-kill possibility. Some days, it feels like this weapon prints money, and bad days won't break your bank. To give this weapon a final rating, I would give it a Felis's bargain bin out of 10. It's better than a hand-me-down and performs with similar effectiveness to a brand name off the shelf. A new player can pick it up and be effective, where an experienced one is more than happy to use it, even if they'd prefer a high and mighty Auto 5. I now leave you with my pet Jackal, who will encourage you to give this weapon a shot. Tired of saving up for Mosins and Sparks rifles only to get caught with your medkit by your ankles when a slate slug comes flying around the corner? Worry no more with the freshly polished Romero 77. That's right, we broke into your grandfather's cabin and took his ornamental single-barrel shotgun that was hanging over the fireplace, and now we're selling it for less than half the price of a throwing spear. Who cares about the streamers fawning over Spitzer ammo, bullet velocity, and their newfangled fire rates? We don't need all that. Just point the barrel at an enemy and pull the trigger. Worried about other shotgun users? Fear not. The Romero Alamo allows you to have more ammunition out of your pocket and closer to the firing pin. This shotgun's so good that it's not even available in the firing range to practice. You'll have to buy it to find out. Watch your foes keel over with the highest base damage shotgun that money can buy. But act quick. Wait too long and it will end up being contraband in the free hunter shop. So on your next trip to Mammon's Gulch in Colorado, make sure you equip yourself with a weapon you are not afraid to lose. The Romero 77. It's so cheap we're surprised it's American made. Made in China tag and special ammo types sold separately. Weapon variants unlocked for sale over time when you use the weapon for an indeterminate amount of time. Pricey and Pricey's Jackal are not responsible for rage or loss on dollars over the duration of the use of the Romero 77. Not that you'd be losing much in the first place, but it must be said.
Mr. Pop.